What's up everybody? Welcome back to our channel. We are the Horn family. Today I've told you guys, if you don't follow us on Instagram and you're subscribed, please follow us below because I've tried to keep you guys updated. If you can't tell from my voice, we're extremely sick, but that'll be for another vlog. I don't want to take away from this one whatsoever. This will probably be one of the deepest and most dear to my heart vlogs that we've done so far. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Today is September 10th, which is National Suicide Prevention Day. I know this will be up on the 11th because we had to wait for Axe to go to bed to vlog. But I want to talk about it, obviously, as you guys have seen from the title, in loving memory of my friend Mitch Price. So, I just want to read a couple things to you guys first.
We think about you all the time, man.
Yeah. Suicide. The word suicide caught your attention, didn't it? The truth is, suicide catches everyone's attention. It's the actions that lead up to suicide that go unnoticed. The age-adjusted suicide rate in 2018 was 14.2 per 100,000 individuals. The rate of suicide is highest in middle-aged white men. In 2018, men died by suicide 3.56 times more often than women. On average, there are 132 suicides per day. So, in the end, we all become stories, and the point of this video is to let Mitch's story live on, and I've always wanted to do something for him, and now having the platform that we do, even though it's not huge, it's something that I had to do. So I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about Mitch. His name was William Mitchell Price, but I called him Mitch. He was one of my best friends. He was always there for me. He was a confidant. Like, you could text him and he would literally tell me exactly how it was, whether it was about boy problems or whatever. And yeah, he was just literally such a light, and when you're such a light like that, even when you're gone, your light lives on. And so yeah, he really made a huge impact on my life and who I am today. And I know that if he were alive today, he would absolutely love Trey, because he used to tell me to not worry about all the stupid guys that I messed with, and yeah, we would still be best friends today. So we'll start with...
I only met him a handful of times, but seemed like a pretty cool kid.
Yeah. So basically what I want to touch on with him is that Mitch was the happiest person that you could basically ever imagine. One of the best people I've ever met, honestly. Would be nice to anyone, and literally there for you, like I said, whenever you needed it. He was always there for you. He was the life of the party. Shit happens when you party naked was on his koozies, because most of the time at parties, that's the way he ended up. He was a great person. And so the point of this video is to let you guys know that suicide has a stigma of you have to be extremely depressed and miserable and lay in bed all day, and that's not true. Like, all of that's not true whatsoever. You need to check on your friends who are the happiest, because the people who put on the happy face sometimes are the ones hiding the most pain. And it's just extremely sad. I have a couple quotes I want to read, and then I'll talk about why I picked those quotes.
Along with what she was just saying, I had a cousin, and he came out and visited me at work one day and talked like everything was cool, reminiscing about if we would have played baseball, how great our fucking high school team would have been. and then that night he died.
Committed suicide.
Yeah.
Well,
So
he died of suicide. That's
Yes.
another thing we want to talk about. But
no idea. Like
yeah, it's not being able to say goodbye. It's crushing, knowing that you'll never talk to that person again. I've lived with it every day for 8 years now. Then not a day goes by, I promise you that he doesn't cross my mind, along with my amazing grandma. It's in heaven now with him. But honestly,
they're probably drinking and partying naked right now.
Yeah, literally. But not a day goes by, I pray for him every night, along with my grandma and my family, of course. And I'm so lucky to have a husband who will sit down and have this conversation, and be on here with me and talk about it, because, he was a crush, but it was a crush or whatever, and I just know that we would be such good friends, just such good friends if he were still here. But yeah, anyways, I'll start reading some of it. So he died at the age of 18 on February 5th of 2012. That would have made me 16 years old. And I can't explain to you, and I don't really want to, because I want to make this video very uplifting. I can't explain to you the pain that I felt when I got the phone call. But yeah, it'll stick with me forever, and I'll talk later on about that. But yeah, another thing I want to say is that suicide victims, and let me just tell you, some of the things I'm reading off to you guys are absolute facts. Some of them are opinions, and if you want to have conversations in the comments below, adult conversations, if you don't agree with my opinions, that's completely fine. If you're going to leave anything negative, you can unsubscribe, and that's that. I stand strongly with that. But suicide victims are not weak, selfish, or cowards. They are fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, husbands, wives, partners, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, nephews, nieces, cousins, grandchildren, grandparents, and friends who are in great pain and who are missed and loved every single day. Choose your words carefully, and please don't judge what you cannot possibly understand. So the reason I like that one is because everyone will say it's a cowardly thing, it's selfish, and I'm not saying that it's not selfish, but to even try to fathom the pain that someone has to be going through to take their own life,
basically before you even lived it.
Yeah, before you've even lived it. Don't judge, exactly like what that said. Do not judge what you can't possibly understand. I don't think it's cowardly at all. I think that a lot of underlying pain is there, and the thing that people don't talk about with mental health and suicide is that it is a disease. It truthfully is a disease, and some people might laugh at that, but just like anxiety, depression, all of that, it is a disease. And so that leads me to another quote, a lot of things, but okay, I can read this one, just that suicide is not selfish, cowardly, or the easy way out. Suicide is many things, but none of these. These are judgments. Stop judging. Start getting informed. Reach out to those who need and deserve help. Educate others to stop using this language around suicide. Be a part of raising awareness and dispelling stigma. I'm sorry if my voice is shaking. I'm pretty worked up. But you also don't commit a heart attack. Instead, you might hear someone say that they died from a heart attack. Dying by suicide is the same. When attaching the word committed, it further discriminates against those who lost their battle against a disease. And I mean that with every bit of my being, that I believe it's a disease that some people just can't overcome. And you can't think about the what ifs. You can't get stuck on those, because if you do, it'll literally ruin your whole life. At this point, it's been 8 years, and just so everyone knows, I talked to Mitch's amazing sister that I absolutely love. Trey loves her. He's never even met her. She's
in my grade.
Oh, well, yeah, she was in your grade, but I mean, like, we haven't all hung out, like, yeah. But I hate the fact that we got close the way we did, but I absolutely love the fact that we are close. I talked to her before this, Nicole. I love you. But, yeah, I did talk to, like, his family about making this video, and we both agreed, you know, that, like, just, there's so many stereotypes and all that when it comes to suicide, and everyone just needs to be careful what they say, because you don't understand until you went through it. And this is just coming from someone who was a friend, and every year I think it will get easier, and I'm just glad to have known him and to have had such an amazing bond with such an amazing person. I am happy for that, but I will say that with having a child, it's made it a lot harder, because kids can be really mean, and I've been one of those people who have been really mean, and sorry guys, but kids can be very, very evil and mean, and it's important to raise our kids to stand up for the people, like, who are going through hard times, and to be there for them and to be their friend. And just in general, if they have a friend where they see, like, the warning signs, you should talk to them. Like, that's another myth about suicide. If you bring up suicide to a suicidal person, that it'll put them into it. And so here's a quote about that that I really loved. Talking about suicide to a severely depressed person breaks through despair and isolation and validates the suffering caused by this life-threatening disease. Talking about suicide begins the process of healing through support and medical care necessary to effectively treat major depression. So please do reach out to your friends, and, you know, they can't rescue you if they don't know you need it. So you need to ask for help to fight another day if you are feeling this way. I'm going to try and not make this video extremely long, but I do also want to talk about, you know, my mental health. Good one too. I am a silent killer. I am indiscriminate, and I can strike without warning. I not only kill, but I destroy the lives of those that are left behind. I cause chaos and drama. Those that have not come into contact with me are frightened to utter my name for the fear I will touch their lives. They don't realize that the only way I can be stopped is to talk about me. I am depression. I am suicide. Raise awareness and stop the stigma. So, in saying that, I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet, but I'm gonna talk about my mental health, and some of these things I've never told to anybody other than Trey recently. So, telling it to the whole world possibly is a very scary thing for me, but if I didn't talk about it, then I would be completely contradicting myself with this video. After Mitch died, I went through an extremely low time in my life. I didn't eat for a long time, and not only that, but you know, stuff at home was going on. Nothing extremely bad, but you know, and when you're a teenager, life feels like the end of the world, literally everything. But I did have those thoughts, and I did, want to do that. I would write in a journal at home, and people who know me and who were around me at this time in my life would probably say, no, Kirsten was so happy, Kirsten partied all the time, Kirsten was out. But the thing is that I partied and I did all that because I didn't want anyone to know, and that's the scariest part. And I would come home, and I can't explain to you the thoughts I would have. I don't really want to, because someday my son might see this, and Carmen might watch this, and I'm not going to get too deep into it, but like I said, it needs to be talked about. So, yeah, I did contemplate it multiple times, and there was a time where it was really bad. It was extremely bad. I would say I was probably 19, 20 years old, and I won't say what I was thinking about doing or whatever, but I just prayed and prayed and prayed to God and asked Him to give me a sign, that I was meant to be here. And literally driving, the clouds opened up and a little bit of a rainbow shone through, and my favorite song is Tiny Dancer, and it came on the radio, and that's why I truly believe in faith, and I think that faith saves you, and that kind of thing. I think that praying is extremely important if you're feeling this way. I also want to say that if anyone is feeling this way, you can message us on Instagram, we have a Facebook, you can do whatever you can to reach out to us, and we will be there for you. I also screenshotted the national, and I'll put it at the bottom of the page, but I also screenshotted the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number. It's 1-800-273-8255, so if anyone is dealing with this and needs to talk to someone, they could also call that line. But I want to end my part of this on, a couple positive notes. Please reach out and speak up. The worst thing that you can possibly do is stay silent like I did for so many years. And I read a quote that said, "Do you think God ever gets sad? Like, what do you mean you don't love yourself? I worked so hard on you." Someone said, "Why is this so uplifting?" And then I realized, that's very, very true. I put all my faith in God at this point, I feel like, a lot of the time, and I went through an extreme drinking phase, and I truly believe that without Trey, I wouldn't be in the spot that I'm at today. I wouldn't be fully recovered. After I broke down that one time too as well, I would like you guys to know that I did see a psychologist immediately because I knew it was that bad, and I did get help. That was the keys. But yeah, that's my part of the story, and I wanted to read just a couple other quotes, and yeah, just to let you guys know if you are feeling like this. Hang on. Okay. One says, "Why are you so nice even to people who are rude to you? Because I too have been rude to nice people, and I know that rudeness comes from a place of roaring pain, and only kindness soothes it." You might think that you don't matter in this world, but because of you, someone has a favorite mug to drink their tea out of that you bought for them. Someone hears a song on the radio and it reminds them of you. Someone has read a book you recommended to them and gotten lost in its pages. Someone remembered a joke you told them and smiled to themselves on the bus. Never think you don't have an impact. Your friend Fingerprints can't be wiped away from the little marks of kindness that you left behind. And this one is extremely important to me because it like resonates with my life so much. At 17, I was a depressed teenager who self-harmed and wondered about how painful it could be to possibly end my life. Right now, I'm laying on the couch and I can hear my husband reading our 4-year-old a bedtime story using silly voices. Life gets better. Make sure you're there to see it. And that's 100% true, guys. 100% true. Like, but this one will get me in tears. No one will miss me. I'm better off dead. When I worked at a nonprofit that handled suicide prevention, I had access to the donation records. Each month, a specific man donated $15 to our organization. It was like clockwork. The same man, same day. He had been doing this for over 4 years. It always seemed odd to me, but I never questioned it until I saw a note attached 1 month for Noah, Dad. His donation was once his child's allowance. I can promise you they will miss you for the rest of your lives. Is there anything you want to say?
I think you covered it.
You think you got it?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about you or anything? No? Okay. Well, I want to end this on a note that we love you, Mitch. My son will know about you 100%, and your story will live on forever in this home. Like he said, we don't go a day without talking about him or, thinking about him. And my husband is so supportive. I couldn't ask for anyone better. But,
like my wife said, if there's anyone out there that does feel this way, feel free to get a hold of us. We'll talk to you. So
100%.
You're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone at all.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Just gotta get through to another day. So.
Exactly. Take it day by day, and that's the best you can do.
Pain don't last forever.
It doesn't.
Might last a long time, but it won't last forever.
No. And one day you'll look back and think of all those things, and the song you used to cry to, you'll be dancing to, and yeah. But anyways, about Mitch, I know that he watches over me 100%, and yeah, I love you, and I hope you're having an amazing time in heaven. And I know you're watching over me, and rest in peace, guardian angel. I love your sister, and I'm so happy that I got to meet her through you. She reminds me so much of you, and it's a breath of fresh air. I'm sorry, I'm worked up, but she reminds me a lot of you, and I absolutely love that I get to talk to her, and I hope you guys, this reaches out to people, and if you want to talk to us, you can, and yeah, we love you guys. Horn
I love all
family
you guys.
out.